April 1945. A German POW camp outside Frankfurt. The war was almost over. Germany was collapsing. Thousands of German soldiers were surrendering every day. General George S. Patton was inspecting a prisoner processing center. American soldiers were checking names, removing weapons, and moving German prisoners into holding areas. Then Patton stopped. In the line stood an SS officer. Around his neck, something metallic caught the light. Dog tags. Not one, not two, dozens. Patton stepped closer. The German was wearing a necklace made entirely of American dog tags, strung together on a chain like trophies. Patton counted them. 50. 50 American dog tags. 50 names. 50 soldiers. 50 families back home who would never see their sons again. The SS officer wore them proudly. No shame, no regret, just cold indifference. This is what Patton did. The processing center was run by Captain James Mitchell from Ohio. He had been handling German prisoners for 3 months. He had seen terrified teenagers, exhausted infantrymen, and old men forced into uniform. But he had never seen this. Patton called him over. "Captain, how long has this man been here?" "About 10 minutes, sir." "And nobody noticed the necklace?" Mitchell looked at his men. They had been focused on weapons and paperwork. "Sir, we didn't see it." Patton nodded. "Get me Lieutenant Harper. And get me someone who speaks German." Within minutes, Lieutenant William Harper arrived with Private Anton Weber, a German-American translator. Patton pointed at the SS officer. "Ask him his name." Weber translated. The prisoner answered. "His name is Klaus Richter, sir. SS Hauptsturmführer, captain rank, Waffen-SS, 12th Panzer Division." "Ask him where he got the dog tags." Weber asked. Richter answered casually. Weber's face tightened. "He says he collected them from dead American soldiers. France, Belgium, Germany." Patton's jaw clenched. "Ask him why." Richter shrugged before answering. Weber translated slowly. "He says they are proof of his kills. He says each tag represents an American soldier he personally killed." The entire processing line went silent. Every American nearby stopped working. Patton looked at the tags. He could read some of the names: Private Michael Johnson, Robert Williams, Sergeant Thomas Anderson. Someone's son, someone's brother, someone's husband, reduced to metal around a killer's neck. Patton turned to Harper. "I want every tag removed. I want each name recorded, every service number, every detail. Then I want letters sent to the families." "Yes, sir." Then Patton looked at Weber. "Tell Richter to take off the necklace and hand it to me." Weber translated. Richter smiled and answered in German. Weber hesitated. "What did he say?" Patton asked. "He said no, sir. He says they are his. He says he earned them." The silence deepened. Patton stepped closer until he was only a few feet from Richter. "Translate exactly what I say." "Yes, sir." Patton's voice was calm. "You are a prisoner of war. You have no privileges, no property. Everything you are wearing belongs to the United States Army now, including that necklace." Weber translated. Richter's smile faded. Patton continued. "Those dog tags do not belong to you. They belong to the families of the men you murdered, and they are going home." Richter's face hardened. Patton said, "Take it off yourself, or my men will rip it off your neck. You have 5 seconds." Weber translated. Richter did not move. Patton counted. 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, Patton nodded. Captain Mitchell and 2 military policemen grabbed Richter. He shouted in German and tried to fight, but the MPs held him. One of them grabbed the necklace and yanked. The chain snapped. 50 dog tags scattered across the concrete. Metal rang across the floor. The Americans moved quickly, but carefully. They picked up each tag like they were picking up pieces of the dead. Richter kept shouting. Patton ignored him. He watched the tags being gathered one by one, then turned back to Richter. "Translate this. Weber nodded. Patton's voice carried across the processing center. You wore those tags like a trophy hunter wears animal heads. You treated American soldiers like game, like things to kill and display. Weber translated. Richter stopped struggling. But each one of those tags represents a human being, a man with a name, a family, a life, not a trophy, not a number, a person. Patton paused. And you will answer for every single one of them. For the first time, Richter's expression changed. Not guilt, not remorse, but uncertainty. Patton turned to Harper, put him in solitary, no contact with anyone except interrogators. Yes, sir. I want a full investigation. Find out if he killed those men, or if he took the tags from bodies. I want records, witnesses, evidence. That could take weeks, sir. I don't care. Find out. Then Patton looked at the dog tags, now resting on a table. And treat those tags with respect. They are not just evidence. They are remains. They are how families will know what happened to their sons. Harper nodded. Understood, sir. Patton turned to the American soldiers watching nearby. Gentlemen, what you just saw is why we are here. No one moved. That man wore American identities around his neck like jewelry. He treated your fellow soldiers like hunting trophies. He pointed to the tags. Those are your brothers. Each one left home to fight, to serve, and to do his duty. His voice hardened. Some may have died in combat. Soldier against soldier. That is war. But this is different. This is desecration. This is treating the dead like objects. And it will not stand. He paused. We will find out what happened to every man whose name is on those tags. We will get answers for their families, and we will make sure this man answers for what he did. Several soldiers had tears in their eyes. Patton looked around. Carry on. The processing center slowly resumed work, but the mood had changed. Richter was taken to solitary. Lieutenant Harper and his men cataloged every dog tag, each name, each service number, each blood type, each religion. Then the investigation began. At first, Richter claimed he had personally killed all 50 Americans in combat. But investigators checked the names against missing person reports, battlefield records, and unit movements. The truth was worse. Only 12 appeared to have been killed in direct combat. The others came from darker circumstances. Some had been killed while surrendering. Some were wounded soldiers shot after capture. Some were prisoners of war who disappeared behind German lines. Several cases could not be fully determined. Richter had not collected battlefield souvenirs. He had collected evidence of atrocities. The case went to war crimes prosecutors. Klaus Richter was charged with 52 counts of war crimes. The 50 deaths connected to the dog tags, plus 2 more uncovered during the investigation. His trial took place in 1946. The dog tags were displayed in court. Each tag represented a name, a family, and a death that had to be answered for. Families were notified. Some finally received closure. Others received a deeper pain, learning that their sons had not simply died in battle. They had been murdered. Richter was found guilty on 47 counts. 3 could not be proven beyond doubt. He was sentenced to death and executed in 1947. He remained unrepentant to the end. The dog tags were returned to families who wanted them. Others were kept in military archives. One tag belonged to Private First Class David Murphy from Boston. He was 22 years old. His mother received it with a letter explaining how it had been found. For months, we didn't know what happened to David, she later said. The army said he was missing. No body, no confirmation, just missing. She held the tag in her hand. When we got this back, we finally knew. At least we could grieve, at least we could say goodbye. Then she added, the letter said General Patton personally made sure the tags came home. that he stood up for our boys even after they died. That means something. Patton never spoke publicly about the incident, but the soldiers who were there remembered. Years later, one of the MPs who grabbed Richter told a historian, "I had seen Patton angry before. I had seen him yell. But that day was different. He was cold, controlled. You could feel the fury underneath." He paused. "What I never forgot was what he said about the dog tags. They weren't just evidence, they were remains." That was when I understood what kind of general he was. He didn't just fight for the living, he fought for the dead too. So what would you do if you found something like that? How would you honor the fallen? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more stories about World War II and the moments when evil met justice, make sure to subscribe.